Hello students, welcome to this sixth lecture of the mechanical properties of the fluids. So students, in the previous lecture we have discussed about the Pascal's law and it's a statement and it's one of the application. So in this sixth lecture, first of all we will just see once again that what is meant by Pascal's law, what is the statement and that explanation and the detailed application of that Pascal's law. So students, we have discussed the Pascal's law in the previous lecture. So this is the statement for the Pascal's law. So Pascal's law states that the pressure applied at any point of an enclosed fluid at rest is transmitted equally and undiminished to every point of fluid and also on the walls of the container, provided the effect of gravity is neglected. So this is the statement, exact statement of the Pascal's law, but in the simple and the shortest way, the Pascal's law is liquid exerts equal pressure in all directions. This is the simple and simplest way to state the Pascal's law. But whenever in the exam when there will be the asked the Pascal's law, so this is the given statement you have to write in your exam as the answer. So I will explain this law. The Pascal's law states that the pressure applied at any point of an enclosed fluid means the fluid has to be enclosed in the closed container and you have to apply the force. Then that liquid will exert the equal force in all directions of that container, of that walls of the container, and it will be undiminished to every point. Means that will not be end at every point when you will apply the pressure over that fluid and also on the walls of the container. Means it will be that force will be applied over that walls of the container, and there will be this will be considered in case that the gravity will be neglected. So there will not be gravity will not be considered here. So this is the Pascal's law. So in the simplest way, the liquid will exert equal pressure in all the direction. This is nothing but the simplest way to state the Pascal's law. Now students, will be see the application for the Pascal's law, which is the hydraulic lift. Now the arrangement of the diagram you can see. Now students, this is the hydraulic lift used to lift a heavy object with the help of the small force. Means we are going to apply the very small amount of force, but the output will be very high. So it will be lifting the very high amount of load. So this working of this hydraulic lift is totally based on the Pascal's law. So as you can see in the diagram, students, that the tank is containing fluid. The two tanks are there which contains the fluid fitted with the two pistons. Means the S1 and S2 are the two pistons, and S1 has the smaller area. So piston S1 having the smaller area, as you can see, and the piston S2 is having the larger area than that of the piston S1. And as far as the area is concerned, the area A2 is larger than that of the area A1. So students, in this arrangement, if we apply the force F1 on the smaller piston S1, whenever I am explaining, you just have to focus over the diagram. When we will apply the force F1 over the piston S1 in the downward direction, then the liquid will get pressed inside the container. Then this liquid will start flow toward the container, that is, which is the larger one. So high pressure liquid will be exerting the force over the container with the help of that liquid. So this pressure of liquid will be further converted into the force which will be applied over that F2. Means the F1 will be the input of the small amount of force, and the F2 will be output which will be get as the result of large amount of force. Thus, so pressure will be F by A. So in this case we can say that the transmitting undiminished to the bigger piston, so S2. Now a force F2 will be P into A2 will be exerted upward direction. The input force will be F1 is equal to P into A1, while the output force will be the F2 is equal to P into A2 will be exerted in the upward direction. Now the F2 will be equal to F1 into A2 upon A1. So as we know that the F2 is much larger than the F1, a heavy load can be placed on S2 and so can be lifted very easily with the help of the small amount of load. So this is nothing but the principle for the hydraulic lift, which is based on the Pascal's law. Now students, the second one application of the Pascal's law is the hydraulic brakes. The diagram or the entire system of the hydraulic brakes you can see on your screen. So the hydraulic brakes are the used to slow down and or the stop the motion of the vehicle, as we are already aware of that. Or the cars are consisting of this kind of hydraulic systems, hydraulic brakes. Heavy duty operations or the heavy vehicles are also consisting of this hydraulic brakes. So one of the greater advantage of the hydraulic brakes is that the small amount of force when we apply it over the pedal or the brake pedal, so it will be converted into the large amount of force which will be help to stop the vehicle or to slow down the motion of the vehicle. So this is the advantage which is based on the Pascal's law, and we are going to utilize which is applicable for the hydraulic brakes. So the entire working and the entire construction of this application of Pascal's law, which is hydraulic brakes, we are going to learn now. So it is based on the Pascal's law. Now the figure you can see it shows the schematic diagram of the hydraulic brake system. Now by pressing the brake pedal, the piston of the master cylinder is pushed in forward direction. But before that students, we will just understand the diagram how its construction is. Now you can see the cylinders, slave cylinders, 4 slave cylinders are there, as you can see. So those 4 cylinders are at the 4 sides, as you can see. So and there is one brake pedal also, and master cylinder is there, to which the brake cylinder is attached with some mechanical linkages. Now the hydraulic tubes are also provided, which are connected to that master cylinder to the slave cylinder as constructed in the diagram. So the fluid is introduced between inside the tubes of the hydraulic. Now as you can see, the brake pedals are arranged into the master cylinder by help of some kind of mechanical linkages, and it will be applicable with the help of the brake pedal. Thus there will be the changes into the slave cylinders, and there will be the change in liquid pressures inside the slave cylinder. So this is nothing but the simpler construction of the hydraulic brake system. Now students, we will see the entire working now. Now by pressing the brake pedal, as you will press the brake pedal in forward direction, it will result the piston in the slave cylinder, which has too much larger area cross section as compared that to the master cylinder, also moves in the forward direction. So as to maintain the volume of the oil constant, the slave piston pushed in the friction pads against the rotating disc which is connected to the wheel. Thus the cushion is moving, vehicle will slow down, or you can say the stop. The master cylinder has a smaller area or cross section A1 compared to the A2. Now the slave cylinder of that area. Now by applying a small amount of force that to the master cylinder, we generate the force that the P is equal to F1 by A1. This pressure is transmitted undiminished throughout the system. The force F2 will be generated, which will be F2 is equal to P into A2. As the first pressure will be the F1 upon A1, so the second will be the F2 by the A2. So this may be written as F2 is equal to P into A2, and this may be further written as F1 by A1 into A2. So finally we can conclude this as F1 into bracket A2 by A1. So this is the similar to that of the principle used in the hydraulic lift. Since area A2 is greater than that of the A1, F2 is also greater than the F1. Thus a small force applied on the brake pedal gets converted into the large amount of force which will be utilized to stop the vehicle or to slow down the vehicle. So this is the principle of hydraulic brake system, which is used basically for the heavy duty operations. One more time we will understand. If you are still not understood, one more time we will revise. You can see the construction that the brake pedal is connected to the master cylinder with the help of some mechanical linkage, and further connected to the hydraulic tubes, which is consisting of the hydraulic fluids, means that is type of fluids which called as hydraulic fluids, which is further connected to the slave cylinders with the help of the hydraulic tubes. As you will apply the force over the brake pedal F1, then what will happen, this fluid will be get compressed with some amount of pressure, and this fluid will be restricting the area which is connected to the cushion, and these cushions are connected to the tires. Now as you will apply the force, this force will be converted into the pressure, so that this input force will be input pressure that we are going to apply over that liquid with the help of that brake pedal will be P1 into A1, and that output pressure that we will get will be the P2 into A2. So this one we can say that the input amount of force which will be applied with the help of that brake pedal will be too small, and the output pressure that we will get by the stopping that heavy weight or the heavy load of that car or that vehicle will be too high as compared to the small amount of force. So this is how the brake system which is based on the hydraulic brakes works. Now students, one more time we will see that we get the generate pressure, that this generation of pressure during this hydraulic brake system will be P is equal to F1 by A1. So this pressure is transmitted undiminished throughout the system. This force F2 slave the cylinder, then the F2 will be the second force, that will be outward force will be P into A2 is equal to F1 by A1 into A2. So the final force will be the F1 into bracket A2 by A1. So this similar to the principle used in the hydraulic lift, since the area A2 is greater than the A1. So as you can see in the diagram, that area of that cylinder A2 is greater than that of the area A1. Area A1 is provided at the master cylinder, at which the brake pedal will be applying the force with the help of link, or with which has been connected with the help of some mechanical linkage. So the A1 is the area of the master cylinder, which will be comparatively very smaller than that of the area A2. So this will be that the F2 is also greater than the F1. So the F1 and A1 will be comparatively very small, and the A2 and the F2, that is the area and the force will be two greater than the F1. So thus a small force applied on the pedal gets converted into the large force and shows down, or you can say that the slow downs or the stops a vehicle. So this is nothing but the entire working construction of the brake system or the hydraulic brake system, which is totally based on the Pascal's law. So here one more thing you can see, that when you are applied the force over that master cylinder with the help of that brake pedal, there will be the application of force which will be converted into the pressure over that liquid inside the master cylinder, and this liquid will be transferred, this pressure of liquid will be transferred to the up to that liquid which is in the slave cylinder, and this is nothing but the pressures which converted into the small amount of input force into the large amount of output force, which will stop the vehicle. So this is the entire working construction of the brake system, hydraulic brake system. So students, this is what we have discussed in this video. Now we will see the next part of this chapter, means the next part of mechanical properties of fluid. So like this we will see the different characteristics of the fluid and different applications we are going to see in this next upcoming part of this chapter. Now till now this much was up to this video. Now the next part of this chapter we will be discussing in the next video. Thank you so much.